Canelo just became a two-time undisputed super middleweight champion, and Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford just had their first face-off, with the fight now being officially announced for September 12 in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium. So the fight between Canelo Alvarez and William Scull just concluded, and here's a quick recap of what went down. Now, the undisputed super middleweight showdown that was just held in the Middle East pretty much early in the morning local time just concluded, and sure enough, the face of boxing took care of business on his first ever fight outside of North America. Interestingly enough, despite the reports of the venue being quote-unquote sold out, that arena was pretty empty. It was looking like an AEW show, and with that being said, I wonder how the lack of energy and electricity of your typical Vegas fight not being present affects one's performance. Ryan Garcia said that the New York City fight not having fans around felt like a sparring session, but I digress. Anyway, the rounds were mostly spent with Canelo chasing William Scull, who basically just ran around like bro was literally running and doing Shakur jumps. Before the start of round 9, the referee told William Scull to stop running and give the action that was promised to the fans. Canelo was obviously very frustrated, and I don't blame him. Everybody who was watching was probably throwing their cervezas on their TV set. The fight would eventually end with Canelo defeating his track star opponent via unanimous decision, capturing his second undisputed title. Now, the real highlight of the evening was the official announcement and first ever face-off between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. So yeah, that segment was pretty cool, but overall the Canelo versus Scull fight was pretty whack if I'll be honest. Once again, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford for the undisputed super middleweight championship has now been officially announced and will take place at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas this coming September. So moving on, the rematch between Jaime Munguia and Bruno Suarez also took place, and this time the Mexican fighter overcame the Frenchman. Without losing that classic Mexican style of fighting now that he's a member of Team Canelo and is under the complete supervision of Eddie Reynoso. A few of the classic Reynoso/Canelo moves were also seen during the showdown, with Munguia previously saying that training around Canelo definitely motivated him even further. With that being said, Jaime Munguia would eventually avenge his loss against Bruno Suarez via unanimous decision. So now that Canelo versus Scull is behind us, we now turn our attention to the third and final night of this year's Cinco de Mayo weekend. Japanese pound-for-pound fighter Naoya Inoue will be in Las Vegas squaring off against Ramon Cardenas at the T-Mobile Arena. This fight marks Inoue's return to US soil, so hopefully it'll be worth watching. Anyway, what were your thoughts about Canelo versus Scull? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please don't forget to click that like and subscribe button for more quick talks.